Hi, my name is Beth Hiley here for Board Game Geek TV, and I'm sitting down again with Dan Yarrington of Game Salute, and you've brought us King's Forge, which a lot of people should recognize from last year, but this time we've got a brand new expansion to go along with, the Apprentice.
That's right, Apprentices comes out right here at the show. This is the first place it's debuting worldwide. It's not available anywhere else. We have some Kickstarter backers picking theirs up here. We have a very limited quantity that people are buying early, and then all the rest of them are on the way to Kickstarter backers. King's Forge came out last year at Gen Con, sold out instantly. It also came with Queen's Jubilee, which is the first expansion. That sold out as well. So we went back and we said, hey, we want to do a new expansion with Nick Sabicki, the designer, and so that was Apprentices. So for King's Forge, very briefly, if you're not familiar with it, it's a dice crafting game. You got these cards. Normally there'll be a bunch laid out. For the purposes of time, we just show you one. And you would use these dice. So like here, you would need to place a red die. You would need to place a red or blue die. And then the white ones are any color. And so you'll see there's a lot of the metal dice are very common. The green dice, the wood, are the next. The red dice are, these are magic. The blue ones, those are rare. These are gems. And so they change over time. You're gonna have a bunch of cards up here that you can build. Those are the craft cards. Try to see if I can find one here. And then you're gonna have these action cards that you would get. These are actually the cards that you would use, that you would sort of buy from here. So you might take the role of the alchemist. And in this case, the alchemist would use these dice to gain a blue die. So you're sort of crafting your collection of dice. You're gonna get more and more in your hand over time. There's a cool cemetery die with a special ability. There's this other cool die, a wild die. And then in the expansions, Queen's Jubilee adds a few new dice and a new Queen's Jubilee deck, which has special cards in it. And in Apprentices, you add a whole new card type. So these are sort of like the cards you get. This is Alvin, he's an apprentice. And so he has a special ability, but you keep him every turn. Typically for cards, you're gonna use them and they go away, but apprentices stay around. You basically hire them, and then as long as you pay for them, they stick there. So they all have different abilities. You can see there's Bernard, there's Caitlin, gorgeous artwork in this.
Yes.
All done by, I believe this one was, let me just steal here, Jonathan Kurtz. We have an upcoming expansion. I believe this one is, yep, this is still Jonathan Kurtz. We have another expansion in the works that'll come out later that has a new artist. Jonathan Kurtz just had a new baby, and so he's very busy. So there's new apprentices in here, and then you've got a bunch of other new cards as well. So these are new rewards that you can get. So typically up here,
the Arc and Rock, I like that.
Yes, the Heart of Gold, the Precision Caliper. So these are all new things. And then you've also got new cards down here. You have the Palace, you've got a whole bunch. So basically, gives you a whole bunch of new cards, and it gives you new dice. That's important. There's a fifth player in this. So in Apprentices, you play 2 to 4 players in the base King's Forge. With this one, you can play up to 5.
Nice.
And so Apprentices not only adds more of the cards from the base game, but it also adds a whole new set, Apprentice cards, that are cool guys that stay around. I love this guy. He looks like Black Mage.
Yes.
Yeah. and so he hangs around. And then you've got new dice, you can go up to 5 players. And since King's Forge plays in about 15 minutes a player, even at 5 players, you're only going to be going about a little over an hour. So King's Forge has done very well for us. This is the second edition. You'll notice it's a slightly different box. And we have a second edition of Queen's Jubilee as well. But Apprentices is brand new. So if you missed it last year, you can get it now, or I should say you will be able to get it soon. Kickstarter backers will be getting theirs first. There's the new Queen's Jubilee box. They'll be getting theirs first, and then probably late November, early December is when it'll be available in stores.
Fantastic.
So stay tuned for King's Forge and Apprentices.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Beth.